In this video, I'm going to compare the newly released Nikon Z5II with the Nikon Z6II. It made sense to compare these because these two cameras are now similarly priced. So sit back and let's see how these cameras compare and which one you should be buying in 2025. Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today we are doing a detailed comparison video between the Nikon Z5II and the Nikon 6II. Whether you are upgrading or switching to mirrorless or even buying your first camera, this video is going to help you in deciding that. I have done a video on my first impressions of the Z5II, which you can also check it out here. These are the two full-frame cameras which I personally own. Though I have had less time with the Z5II, I know what features work on the Z6II and will compare them and see if they perform the same or better or even worse than the Z6II. A small clarification here, this is not a comparison with the newly released Z6III, which was released last year, but I'm comparing it with a Z6II, which was released 4 years back. The Z5II is the Nikon's 2025 upgrade to their entry-level full-frame mirrorless camera. It brings improved autofocus, faster performance and better video features, fixing many of the limitations from the original Z5. The Z6II, though older, still remains a very good hybrid choice with a dual Xpeed 6 processor. The Z5II now features a Xpeed 7 processor, which is the same processor as the Z8 and Z9. An advanced processor may help in autofocus, which we are going to test in a minute. So my first thought when I see the specs for both these cameras is there isn't much difference between both of them. We will also come to the video specs in a minute. Let's first test these cameras for photography and still images. I have kept the settings on both these cameras same, and also I kept the lens same to test a variety of shots. Didn't find any differences between the images clicked between a Z5II and a 6II. Because the Z5II boasts a newer sensor, it might have a slight edge in terms of the sharpness, but that's about it. Okay, I'm also going to show you some comparison which I did in low light situations, and also I did another test to see how the ISO performs on both of these cameras. Both of these cameras have similar low light photography features, and the ISO is also comparable on both these cameras. The autofocus is where you will start seeing the differences between both these cameras. Autofocus on Z5II is inherited from Z8 and Z9, which are Nikon's higher-end cameras. There are significantly more autofocus options now on the Z5II when compared to the Z6II, and there is a much talked about a bird detection autofocus mode as well. Let's now bring both these cameras in the field and I will show you the autofocus on both these cameras side by side. So I'm outdoor now and let's try autofocus test on both these cameras. mention is also here around the new product review mode, which lets you focus on the object if you bring it close to your face. Which could be very good in terms of if you want to do some product reviews or even something like food shots. This is where I feel there are some serious upgrades on the Z5II, even when compared to the original Z5 and the Z6II as well. And before we start, here's a video with the Z6II. And here's a video on the Z5II. I have kept the settings identical on both the cameras. I feel Nikon has tried to match the Z5II specification closer to a Z6III rather than any other camera in the Nikon series. Though it cannot shoot 5.4K videos, but still it has the capability to shoot 4K up to 60 frames per second with a crop. And the good news is it also allows to shoot NRAW video, which is absent from most of its predecessors. And this is one of the most important video features which was released in the Z5II. With the ability to shoot in NRAW footage, now you have the options of utilizing a vast range of LUTs available from Nikon and its RED division. Though these LUTs are limited currently from Nikon and also from RED, I'm sure in future Nikon is going to release more LUTs which will enable the cameras to shoot more cinematic and professional looking videos. Z6II doesn't have that capability to support NRAW, though you can shoot an NRAW footage but with an external recording device. So clearly in this category, Z5II is a winner. Nikon has tried to squeeze in as much functionality as possible, especially in the video specifications for this camera. Before we get into this section, I wanted to mention, please do consider subscribing to my channel if you're finding these videos helpful. It takes a lot of effort to create these videos, and you showing up to view these videos really encourages me to continue making more content like this. And thank you for every one of you who have already subscribed. Let's get back to the video now. Both these cameras boost 5-axis in-body stabilization, with Z5II has a slightly better stabilization up to 7.5 stops when compared to 5 stops on the Z6II. In terms of the ergonomics, though both these cameras are almost the same weight, I felt the Z5II was much easier to handle and also very stable, considering that it has a much better grip when compared to the Z6II. Z5II also has a vari-angle screen which can be flipped out and turned towards you if you want to do a selfie style video. Really great, and I personally find this very useful. Z6II has only a tilt screen. In terms of EVF, Z5II has a brighter EVF when compared to the Z6II. Though it's difficult to show you on the screen, it was definitely much more pleasant to shoot with the Z5II. Z5II now has a dedicated picture control mode, which is quite handy, especially for me. I still don't shoot in NRAW mode, so I have to get the footage perfect inside the camera, and it is very easy to switch, say, between a portrait or a landscape mode. For stills, I will not bother about changing any of the picture controls if you're shooting in RAW. Another difference is the top LCD screen, which is missing on the Z5II. Again, which is quite handy, which can give you a quick access to all important settings on a Z6II. And though this is a small thing, but the playback button on the Z5II is on the bottom right of the body when compared to the top left on the Z6II. I'm more used to the top left playback button, but this is not a big deal and you will get used to it. The dial on the Z5II is on the right, which is quite ergonomical when compared to the Z6II. In terms of battery, both these cameras uses the EN-EL15C battery type, which is a good news, especially for me. I can now use these batteries interchangeably between both these cameras. I have not done an extensive test on the Z5II, but for me, the battery on a Z6II lasts about a day or about an hour or so for video shooting. There are now 2 card slots on the Z5II, up from 1 from the original Z5. When compared to the Z6II, the card slots are different. Z5II supports 2 SD UHS Type 2 card, while the Z6II supports 1 SD card slot and 1 CF Express card. Keep this in mind. If you're shooting lots of video footage, then a slower SD card will definitely not work. I was using a slow SD card on the Z6II and it will not record videos for say more than 30 seconds. So I had to anyway upgrade to a CF Express card, which works fine. On the Z5II with the UHS Type 2 card, at least till now, I have not faced any issues. In terms of connectivity, both are identical. You can connect your camera with the USB-C port to charge as well as to connect and transfer files, and also tether with your computer. Also, one of the new features on the Z5II is now it has the ability to connect to the Nikon cloud services. You can sign up and connect to the Nikon imaging cloud and upload photos and also download picture profile recipes from other creators. If you want to go with slightly advanced autofocus and also additional video features and capability, then Z5II is a clear choice. But if you want to stick to photography and are more concerned about taking better images, especially in low light condition, then Z6II will be a better option. And because Z6II is an older model of camera and Z5II is currently in very high demand, I still feel you will get a lot more offers and also discount on the Z6II. And if photography is your prime focus, then definitely Z6II is a good option. So that's about it for today's video. Do drop me a comment below if you need any other information about either of these cameras. I'll be more than happy to respond to them. If you want to see my first impressions of the Z5II and also a review of the Z6II, I have already done videos on this. You can check out the link in description below. Till then, see you in next video. Happy clicking. Bye.